Good morning, children. So, today we are going to start our 19th lesson, that is soil. You all know what is soil is. Soil is one of the basic necessity of life. Along with air and water, soil is also very essential for our life. Okay, so it is interminable with life in such a way that we cannot think of our life without it. Okay. So in this chapter we are going to learn about various samples of soil, composition of soils and all the basic things about soil. So come let us read detail in composition of soil. Okay. So the diagram which you are seeing is the composition of soil. You are seeing that the layers are formed between the particles which are sized differently. The heaviest particles forms the lowest bottom, that is R horizon, and they are called parent rock, and the highest particles like humus, dead decaying matter of plants and animals, they form the upper layer, and that is called O horizon. Okay, so in your book there is one activity that we will see later on. In this diagram you can see the various horizons of our soil, and you can see about the soil profile also. If you want to know the profile of the soil, you have to go near to the side of the building where buildings are made, where the foundations of house or well are keeping. So in this depth you can see the different layers of soil, and each layer is having different types of color, composition and depth. So these layers are called stratas. Okay. So the main strata, that is strata A0, the topmost layer is called the carbonic strata. It is formed by the plants and other carbonic organisms present in the ground. In this strata, the decomposition of the carbonic compounds goes on, and so this strata has a dark color. You can see the dark color strata in the topmost layer, and it's dark color because of the composition of organic compounds, carbonic compounds in them. Okay, and it is formed by the plants and other organisms. Okay, the next strata is A strata. This lies below the first one, and it is the living place of many organisms as earthworms, fungi and bacteria, and this strata is full of humus, and it is soft, porous and retains much water. The next strata is B strata. This strata is little bit hard. Its color is mild and has less carbonic compounds. Minerals are plenty in this strata. The last strata and the bottom strata is C strata. This strata contains small pieces of rocks. It has no humus, but it does not have minerals. So below this strata we find all types of rocks. So this is all about the various profiles of soil. The next topic is components of soil. Okay, so there are four components of soil. They are air, water, minerals and carbonic compounds, which in other words we can say humus. These four components of soil are mixed so close together that it is very difficult to separate them. So such soil where plants grow easily as per its volume and has about 50% of water and air. The rest 45% are minerals and 5% is of carbonic compounds, which in other words we can say humus. So the minerals of the soil come from the rocks and from which the soil is formed. Okay, so children, again and again I'm using the word humus. So do you know the meaning of humus? Humus is found on the topmost layer, and it helps in providing nutrients to the plants and also helps in binding the soil particles. Okay, so in this topic you have read about the components of soil. So there are four components of soil, I told you. So there is 50% of water and air, that is 25% air, 25% water, 45% are minerals and 5% are humus, which is on the topmost layer of it, which provide nutrients to the plants and also helps in binding the soil. Now we are going to see about the porosity of the soil. Porosity, in this picture you can see one is the tight and normal soil, and another one is compacted soil. Okay, the first picture, it has more air space in between the particles of soil, and in the next picture no moisture, no air is there. So even though the particles of the soil are binded together, here are some vacant spaces in between them. So they are called the pores. You can see in the first picture so many vacant places are there. So they are called pores. These pores are filled with air and water, and it is due to these pores the soil has the quality of porosity. So what is the use of porosity? So porosity of the soil plays an important role for plants and animals. Plants and animals use air and water present in the pores of the soil, and it is due to the porosity that soil can retain air and water for the longer time. Okay, the roots of the plants can grow properly only when there is a sufficient porosity in the soil. And the last point, there are different types of bacteria which is present in the pores, which by their reaction enhance the fertility of the soil. So all these points signifies that porosity is very important for the soil. Because of this, quality of the soil can increase, and plants and all other things will grow very nicely on it. Coming to the next, we will go to the topics, the formation of the soil. So children, have you ever imagined how soil is formed? For this, let me give you an little small example. You have to take two pieces of small stones and you have to rub them with each other. You will get the powder of that stone, isn't it? So in the same way, the rocks of the earth, due to some physical, chemical and biological causes, break into small pieces or very minute particles. This is called weathering of rocks. Okay. What is weathering of rocks? Because of some physical, chemical and biological process, rocks break into small pieces or very minute pieces. So that are called weathering of rocks. Okay, so on the earth, flowing water, wind, temperature, volcanoes, earthquakes and other physical properties causes the breaking up of the rocks. So the mineral present in the rocks are transformed by many chemical reactions, and they make the rocks weak and break them. And once they have broken down, and bacteria and biological factors, so many things helps in creation and formation of soil. Okay, bacteria, algae and many microbes decompose dead plants and animals and waste of food materials, and they form dark brown product, and this combined with the soil and forms the main constituent of the soil, that is humus. I already told you that humus is the nutrient type of thing for the soil, and the combination of the carbonic compounds, that is humus only, with the soil is the last step of soil formation. Okay, plants are able to get nutrients continuously from the soil because of this humus only. Okay, so the soil has a composition made up of minerals and carbonic products which are having air, water along with the plants and animals. So the minerals present in the rocks are transformed by a number of chemical reactions. So children, how soil is formed? Soil is formed because of weathering of rocks, because of some biological, chemical and physical changes into the earth, by which rocks are broken into the smaller particles, and that is called weathering, and they form powder substances, and because of some biological and chemical reactions, soil formed dark brown color, that is called humus, and that is why it helps in nutrition, for providing nutrition also in the plants. Okay, coming to the next is the types of soil. Okay, so mainly there are 4 types of particles in the soil, that is gravel or pebbles, sand, slit and so what is pebbles? The particles which are of bigger in size settle down at the bottom. Their size are bigger than 2 mm. They are called gravel. The next one is sand. You already know what is sand. The particles of size between 0.05 mm and 2 mm are called sand. They form the layer above the gravel. The third one is silt. The particles of size between 0.005 mm and 0.05 mm are called silt. The next one is clay. The particles are of smallest size. It can only be seen under the microscope. Its size is less than 0.002 mm and feels very slimy to touch. You are playing with the clay also, students. In this picture you can clearly differentiate between sand, silt and clay. Okay. So all the soil are made up of these constituents only. So different types of soils have different amount of these particles, and soil is classified according to the amount of these particles. See, this is the type of soil in which more sand is there. So this is called sandy soil because the bigger particles are more in this type of soil. See, this one is slimy soil. If the amount of minute particles are more, then this is called slimy soil. Okay. The next one is loamy soil. What is loamy soil? The soil which is having equal amount of small clay and the big sand particles are called loamy soil. Loamy soil is formed by sand, and slimy soil and humus. You can see in this picture. So it contains small and big particles. Pores are also present in the soil. Therefore, it can retain sufficient water and air, and this is the best soil for the growth of the plants. Okay. So in the exam also, so many times this question has been asked. So what is the best type of soil for the growth of plant? Its answer is loamy soil. Okay. Loamy soil is the best type of soil for the growth of plants. So in this picture you can clearly differentiate between sandy soil, loamy soil and clayey soil. Okay. So here students, I am ending my today's explanation. Next class we will see more about this chapter. Till that time, thank you.